Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be giving my MLB DraftKings picks for Tuesday, September 19th. We got a full slate today on this Tuesday, full 15-game slate. So we got a lot of options, definitely a lot of pitching options today. We have three studs, three guys over 11K, Zach Godley, Yu Darvish, and Max Scherzer. I definitely think all three of them are in play. Godley and Darvish, I really like their matchups. I really like their upside. Darvish going up against the Phillies, that's a really good strikeout matchup. And Godley going up against the Padres, another good strikeout matchup. Both those guys are over 11K, which does seem like a lot to pay. But I think given the matchup, I think they can definitely return value on their salary. And then Max Scherzer at 12,800. I definitely do like that price tag on Max. We usually see Max near 14K. He's only 12.8 today. But it is a really tough matchup going up against a Braves team that just doesn't really strike out. They'll put the ball in play. And Max has definitely struggled against the Braves this year. So even though he is at a little bit of a discount, I'm not going to be on Max today. I just don't think the strikeout upside's there. The Braves team, that Braves team, they just don't strike out a lot. They put the ball in play. They'll single you to death. And Max has really struggled against the Braves this year. I believe he had a really bad outing against them last time he pitched. So I'm going to be off of Max today. Maybe I'll go. Maybe this will be contrarian. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Max's ownership will be today. But I'm going to be looking to these other two options. The guy I like in the 11K range, my SP1 for this slate is going to be Zach Godley at 11,100, going up against the Padres. Now, like I said, it does feel a little bit like you're paying too much for Godley. He doesn't feel like an 11K pitcher, but the guy has been really solid this year. He's getting a really good matchup today, going up against a Padres team that we know strikes out a lot. So Godley definitely has some upside here. If you just look at splits versus righties in the last 30 days, the Padres are striking out 24.6% of the time, and they're only hitting a 213 average and a 266 WOBA versus righties in the last 30 days. Both of those numbers are terrible. They're both bottom in the league. So this Padres team, they don't hit the ball well at all. They strike out a lot. So it is a really good matchup for Zach Godley. He did just face this Padres team at home and put up 27.4 DraftKings points. Got 9 strikeouts the last time he faced this Padres team. So Godley definitely has the potential to rack up some Ks here in this matchup. And I think he's going to be sort of a contrarian option. I feel like if people are going to pay up, they're probably going to go to Max. But I'm just really scared of Max in this spot. He's just really struggled against the Braves, so I don't feel safe taking him. I don't feel like Max is really going to kill me on this slate if I fade him. I don't think he's going to go out there and just pitch a gem, put up 30 to 40 DraftKings points. So that's why I'm going a little bit cheaper off of Max, rolling with Zach Godley as my SP1 today. 11,100. Love the matchup against the Padres, a team that strikes out a lot. Godley has some good upside here, so going to be rolling with him as my SP1. And my SP2, probably my favorite pitcher in the majors. The guy, it seems like I always roster every time he pitches. And I'm definitely going to be on him today with his price tag. That's Chris Archer at 7,900 going up against the Cubs. Now, Archer definitely underpriced for his talent level. We never see Archer below 8K or even below 9K, really. Guy definitely a 10K plus pitcher. But he has really struggled as of late. Definitely can see why his price tag is this cheap. If you just look at Archer's last 3 games, like I said, he's really struggled as of late. Put up -5 against the White Sox. I believe he only threw like 10 pitches in that game, and then he got hurt in that game. I believe he only threw like 10 pitches, gave up 2 home runs to start the game, and then got hurt. Had a really tough matchup against Boston, put up -1, and then another tough matchup against the Yankees, put up 7. But I think Archer's in a good spot to get things going here. The Rays, they're going to be back at home in Tropicana Field. We know Archer pitches very well at home. If you just look at splits this year at home and on the road, at home he has averaged 22 DraftKings points, whereas on the road he's only averaged 16. These aren't splits that you just see from this year. If you just look back at previous years, Archer's always been a pitcher that has pitched very well at home. So I think he's in a really good spot here, and he has pitched against this Cubs team already this year. He put up 8 strikeouts against them, finished with 20 DraftKings points. Did give up 3 runs in that matchup, but got the 8 strikeouts to manage the runs. And like I said, finished with 20 DK points. So I think Archer's a really good option today at 7,900. I'm not really worried about his last 3 games. I think he's going to get things going here. The Rays are going to be back in Tropicana Field. I believe it's their first game back at home since the hurricane. So you know it's going to be an emotional game for the Rays. The crowd's going to be into it. So I love this spot for Chris Archer. Definitely think he can pay off his cheap price tag at 7,400. We're getting him nearly 3K cheaper, or more than almost 3K cheaper than he was in his last game Last time out against the Yankees, he was 10,400, and today against the Cubs, he's only 7,900. So love the discount on Chris Archer. Definitely think he's too cheap today. Although he has struggled as of late, I'm not buying into that. I think Archer's definitely a really good pitcher, one of my favorite pitchers in the majors. So maybe this is just me being biased, but I really like Chris Archer today. At 7,900 as my SP2. And when we go with Archer and Godley as our two pitchers, that still leaves us 3,875 to work around, which I definitely think we can work around today. There is a lot of value out there. The two teams I'm looking to target both have a ton of cheap batters, Oakland and Detroit. I think that game's going to be very high scoring. Got two pretty bad pitchers pitching in that game. And a lot of hitters in the Oakland and Detroit lineups are very, very cheap. So I think you can definitely pay up for a pitcher if you want to today. And looking to get some exposure to that Oakland-Detroit game, I'm going back to a guy I took yesterday, a guy I think just too cheap for how well he's been performing as of late. And that's Nick Castellanos at just 3,500 going up against Daniel Gossett. No, I love this spot for Castellanos. He's going to be facing a pitcher who's just not good. Definitely struggles against righties. If you look at Gossett's splits this year to righties, he has allowed a 363 WOBA. And he will also give up a ton of home runs to righties, a 2.08 home run per 9 on the year to right-handed hitters, and a ton of hard contact as well to righties, 49.3% hard or medium contact and 35.1% hard contact to right-handed hitters on the year. So I do love the spot for some of these Detroit bats. Also love the opposite side. I love some of these Oakland bats as well. These two teams have two of the highest totals on this slate. So I think this is a game you're going to look to for some of your batters. Just a lot of cheap bats in this lineup. A ton of guys that are very cheap, under 4K, that you can really look to if you are paying up for pitcher. So I do like this Detroit. Lineup today. Is looking for an offense for some value. Nick Castellanos, a guy I really like at just 3,500. The dude's just been hitting the ball very well lately. Hasn't really seen a price increase. And is in a really good spot here, going up against a pretty bad pitcher. So I'm going to be rolling with Nick Castellanos at third base today for 3,500. And then my next play is going to be at second base. Actually skipped over second base. He was supposed to be the first play. But the guy I like at second base, another value play, is Brandon Drury at just 3,100 going up against Travis Wood. Now this is another team I'm going to be looking to target here. The Arizona Diamondbacks, love them today going up against Travis Wood. I don't think Travis Wood's a very good pitcher. The dude just gets absolutely rocked every time he steps on the mound. And I don't think anything's going to change here. Going up against a Diamondbacks team that can definitely get to him, have a ton of good right-handed bats. And Travis Wood has struggled against the righties this year. 392 WOBA on the year to right-handed hitters. And he also gives up a lot of home runs as well. A 1.81 home run per 9 on the year to right-handed hitters. And Wood will also give up some good medium and hard contact. 50% medium contact and 31.3% hard contact. So I do love this spot for the Diamondbacks. If this game was being played in Arizona, I definitely think Arizona would be chalk today. But since it is being played in San Diego, maybe people will shy away from these Diamondbacks bats. They do have a run total somewhat high, 4.9 runs. But that's not really going to catch people's eye. Usually people want to target stacks that have run totals over 5. So maybe the Diamondbacks go overlooked here. I think they're in a really good spot against Travis Wood. Wood just not a good pitcher, really struggles to righties. We know this Diamondbacks lineup has a ton of good right-handed bats. Brandon Drury being one of them, guy that does hit lefties very well, and he should be in the starting lineup versus a lefty. So I'm going to be rolling with him at second base for some value, just 3,100. And then my final play is going to be a stud play in the outfield. Going back to the Diamondbacks, one of my favorite plays on this slate is JD Martinez at 5,600. Obviously going up against Travis Wood. Now, like I said, I love these Diamondbacks here. And I don't know how I can say I love the Diamondbacks without mentioning Martinez. This guy's just been absolutely crushing left-handed pitching this year. And going up against a terrible lefty in Travis Wood, a lefty that will give up home runs. Love this spot for JD. We know this guy has a ton of power. He's already put up 40 homers on the year. Hasn't even played a full season. And going up against a pitcher that gives up a lot of home runs, we could definitely see JD go deep here. Maybe once, possibly twice. JD has had plenty of games where he's double-donged this year. So I love this spot for JD Martinez, one of my favorite hitters on this slate. If you can pay up for him, definitely think you should. Just love the spot for him against Travis Wood, a pitcher that really struggles to righties, gives up a lot of home runs. And JD Martinez absolutely mashing left-handed pitching this year. So he's one of my favorite plays on this slate. And I'm going to be locking him in the outfield for 5,600. And yeah, guys, so these are my 5 plays for tonight. I went with Zach Godley, Chris Archer, Brandon Drury, Nick Castellanos, and JD Martinez. When we plug these 5 guys in our lineup, that still leaves us 37.60 remaining per player, which you definitely should be able to work around if you do want to build around this core. Like I said, look to that Oakland-Detroit game for some hitter value. A lot of value bats in both of those lineups, and I think that game's going to be very high scoring. Should have a lot of runs scored. It does have one of the highest totals on this slate, so you shouldn't have a problem building a lineup around this 5. But yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Be sure to subscribe as well. I will be uploading my NFL video for Week 3 probably sometime on Tuesday afternoon. If not Tuesday, definitely have it up Wednesday. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you are subscribed with notifications on so you'll never miss out on any new videos like that NFL video or any of my MLB videos. Don't want to miss out on any of those. So like I said, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Good luck tonight, guys. Peace.
Oh, sauce it down, sauce it up. You too much, ain't enough, ain't enough. Where you from? Throw it out, going nuts, going down. Sauce it down, sauce it up. You too much, ain't enough, ain't enough.